Afternoon, Ricky. I was gonna make a reaction video about finding out what the price of the new Nintendo Switch 2 was, but when they had the Direct yesterday, they didn't ever tell about the price of nothing. They kept quiet. Last night, I found out about it when I was going home, and I figured I'd make a quick little short video on it. I'm sorry, Nintendo, but fucking $450 for a handheld, no. We all know it's not even half as powerful as the current gen systems. That's not a reasonable price, and $500 for a bundle with one game, and you're talking about the games are going to be $80, and you're not even going to have physical games. You're going to sell physical keys to insert into the system to download the games. So you're talking about $80 a pop. And I know people try to quote inflation. Oh, Breath of the Wild with inflation would be $90-something. Yet I still go to Walmart's here for $45 to $50, don't I? I still see it at fucking GameStop for that price or less. So no, inflation don't work when the price is still fucking $50. Like no, that shit don't fly. I have a rule of thumb for games. You need to be able to put the price of the game has to be able to put that amount of hours into playing it and beating it or more. If I buy a game that's $60 and I beat it in 30 hours and the replay value is not but barely another 20 hours, if I do that much, it's not worth it. It's a ripoff because you're just getting cheated. The games you want to play are games that are, I spend $60 on, I put 300 hours in that game. You know, Mario Kart is one of those games where you will more than likely put a lot of hours in the game. Not just unlocking it, just playing it. The same for Smash Brothers. But a lot of games, you're not going to put kind of crazy hours into them. You're not going to put 60 hours into an $80 game for most of them. I'm sorry. Most of those games are going to be one shot and done. Or you can play it some and beat it and good. Like try to do fetch quests or whatever. Would I pay $80 for Breath of the Wild? No. I liked the game. It was okay. It just wasn't that great to me. The exploration of it is not bad, but it gets a little tedious. And Tears of the Kingdom was just the above ground land, the land again, a little above, a little under. It wasn't that interesting. It wasn't really that much to discover, and the story wasn't that great. I think this system's gonna flop. I think it's going to encourage people to buy a Switch again to get a newer version of it, because I have a day one Switch. So I'm probably going to get a newer Switch, but I'm not going to get a Switch 2. No. I don't see the value of it. If some people want to get it day one, cool, go for it. But I see this as going to be one of Nintendo's flops, because Nintendo was notorious. N64, success. GameCube, great system, failed. Wii, great. It had some good games on it. It wasn't the best game, but it had some good games on it. Success. Wii U, great concept. The few games that they did to work for it, great. But it flopped. Switch, success again. Switch 2, I believe is going to flop. Nintendo's track record indicates that this is going to be a flop because they get too big for the britches, they do a bad job, and that's it. And they put it out 2 months before the system comes out, and they were hesitant about telling the price. People's trying to say inflation or what the fuck ever. Oh, it's tariffs and all those. They're working about that. I said, yeah, but that's the price going to be global, though. That's the global price everywhere. So that ain't true. There's no way the hardware in that system is costing them $300 and some dollars. There's no. You're not using even when the Switch came out, that wasn't the newest material out there. I could see $300, maybe $350, maybe, because it really is not that much different from the Switch to the Switch 2. There is virtually almost no difference other than it being a little stronger. That's it. Like the Joy-Cons are a little different, but it's not a jump from one to the next. I'm sorry, Nintendo, you might have shot yourself in the foot because you were in a league of your own, and I think y'all messed up. I think y'all royally just screwed up, and hopefully y'all don't get in a bad spot because it is. But y'all's gonna regret this though. Y'all are most definitely going to regret this one. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not getting it day 1. I'm not getting it day 2. I'm not getting it week 2. I got the money for it with ease, and I'm not getting it. It's just not going to be it. Because here's the scariest thing about it all. If we use the PlayStation and Xbox as an example, I do have the newest Xbox. I have an Xbox monolith. But PlayStation and Xbox have struggled to put out games for this generation of system. They have struggled to put exclusives out there. When you're 3 years in and you got less than 20 games that are on next gen only, and even less that are exclusive, that ain't remakes, ain't remasters, that's not good. And Nintendo, I'm worried they're going to have the same issue. Yes, Mario Kart will be on the next gen system. But the question is, what are the other games going to be like? I think the Donkey Kong game looks like it's going to be a good game. I don't see putting 60 hours in there. I got Mario Odyssey last year, finally. I think it's like mediocre. It's not that good. I'm sorry. The best 3D Mario game is still Super Mario 64. That game was so good that they have not been able to hold a candlestick to it since. Super Mario Sunshine wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good, and I believe it's gone nothing but downhill since. Super Mario Galaxy was not great. Galaxy 2 was not much better. Odyssey is like mediocre. It's not that interesting. It's just, I don't know. I really can't even explain why it is so much better. It's just, they made it where the stars weren't easy to get. You had to figure out where to go. It was just, you had to put some work in there, and I loved it. That's like my favorite Mario game. I like Super Mario World. I believe that I remember that's the one of them that I played a lot of. As far as the fun in it, I liked it. Now the hardest one was Super Mario World 3, which I love. That might be on a tie for World. Super Mario Land and Super Mario World 3, between my two favorite ones. I'll put them on the same level, even though the power-wise between them is vastly different, but they were just that good. But as far as I'm concerned, involving the Switch 2, I think it's going to flop. I think Nintendo's going to have to end up dropping that price. I think they're going to get a heavy hit on a lot of people, and a lot of people just not going to get it. I don't think they're going to pop out games that are going to be able to... I don't think we're going to be able to repeatedly get games that's going to give you a bare minimum of 40 hours worth of time. I just don't. I don't see it. I do have several Switch games that have takes a lot of time in them, and they're good games to play. But the drawback with some of these games are their replay value is not the best. Now, some of them, their story is so good, I'll go through it a second time, like reading a good book and, do better. But some of them, it's just, you play it one time, you enjoy the game. You might go back nostalgically and try a few things in it, but it's not going to I want to play it again and again and again. So, I'm about to cut this off. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be successful. I think it's going to fail. It ain't worth the $450 price. The games are not worth no fucking $80. $90 if it's not digital, which I like. It's no. I see this as a complete utter failure on Nintendo's part. So we'll see how bad this goes. And it looks like somebody's gonna get knocked off the high horse again. So everybody, this is Ricky Stewart. Have a wonderful Thursday and a blessed day.